Hey guys, so I thought it would be nice if I did a makeup look with you guys today, sharing some of my favorite products with you. So I'm starting off with my eyebrows and I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Ebony. And as I've stated before, I don't do much with my eyebrows in the sense of I don't use concealer or anything like that to make it as precise as possible. I just brush the eyebrows out, line them underneath, and then basically just fill them in. And guys, forgive me, I'm still learning this whole YouTube process. So as you can see, I'm not as in frame as I should be, and you're going to see that sometimes throughout the video, but I'm getting better and better with this whole YouTube thing. So I think it'll be better the next time I do a get ready with me. And I'm not a makeup artist. I do enjoy makeup though. And like a lot of us, I learned from YouTube University. And it's not a professional look, but I think I do a decent job. So the eyebrows are good enough for me. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to do an eyeshadow look today. Oh, before I get there, I'm actually going to set the eyebrows with my Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel in Clear. Anastasia used to have another eyebrow gel that I enjoyed that was in like a silver packaging that wasn't as harsh. It might have been discontinued because I can't find it anymore, but I did enjoy that one. But this one is okay too. So as I stated, I'm gonna do an eyeshadow look and I'm using the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I do have oily eyelids. So this eyeshadow base, or if I don't use an eyeshadow base, my eyeshadow look won't last for an hour before it starts to crease. By the way, I'm watching Jessie Wu in the background review Love Island. Funny enough, I don't watch Love Island, but I do enjoy watching reviews by her and Blue Centric here on YouTube. As I let the eyeshadow base set a little bit, I'm going to use the one side Secure the Blur primer. I alternate between this and as it gets hotter, I will be using a mattifying primer because I do have oily skin. Blurring primers are interesting because I'm not quite sure how much it actually blurs. Like a mattifying primer, I can definitely tell it mattifies. Does a blurring primer work? I'm not sure, but I think it's a nice base for my makeup. I will be using the Ainsley Rain Light in Your Eyes eyeshadow palette. I think it's a beautiful, somewhat neutral, cool neutrals eyeshadow palette. I used to have so many eyeshadow palettes. I really enjoyed those looks, but since COVID, I haven't really been doing that a lot. And I had those palettes for years and they expired, so I got rid of most of them maybe last year. But recently I just bought this eyeshadow palette and a different one from Ainsley Rain just to see if I would use them. And I try to make myself to use these, especially since this eyeshadow palette was not cheap. It was 65 bucks. The look I'm going to be doing is a more cool toned look. So I'm using a grayish matte color, which is not great with my skin tone. Usually I like the way I look in grays, but I didn't love this one by itself. So you're gonna see me pretty soon use a brownish color to blend out the edges so it's not such a harsh transition with my skin tone. some brush now to use an even deeper brown shade in the crease to cut my crease a little bit. And I also use that same color on the outer edges of my lid to give a somewhat smoky effect. I still love shimmers. I'm going to put a shimmer on top. I know some people say as you get older to stay away from shimmer eyeshadow because it makes your lids look old. I still enjoy my shimmers. I have seen some all matte looks that look great, but for now, I feel like the eyeshadow look is not complete without adding a little bit of shimmer. Sorry guys, if this sounds a little like low energy, I recorded this voiceover before, but I'm not quite sure what happened, so I had to do it again. So hopefully it's okay. So here I am using that shimmer color. I like to use the Caudalie Beauty Elixir to spray the shimmer. That way it makes it pop a little more. And I think it also helps it stick to the lid a little more too. I learned a lot of my techniques, if you want to call it that, from watching YouTube, back in the day. The old Jackie Ina videos, Destiny Godly were great YouTube creators that helped me with my makeup application. Another person I like to watch for makeup on YouTube, she's Swedish, so I think I'm going to butcher her last name, but Angelica Nyquist. She loves colorful eyeshadow, and I love colorful eyeshadow as well, although I'm doing a neutral look here. So I've tried to recreate a lot of her looks on a darker skin tone. So I'm using this Huda Beauty. Um, Last time I had an issue remembering what this was too. Color corrector and the color papaya under my eyes. I have dark circles. It's more genetic than anything else. So before I put on my concealer, I have to use a color corrector or else the darkness would shine through the concealer even if the concealer is full coverage. This brush that I'm using is from Kat Von D. Huh, isn't that a blast from the past? That shows you how long I've had this brush, but I love it to put my color corrector on. I'm using the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Maple. I've been using that concealer for years. I'm a little afraid to experiment with concealer because I'm not even sure what would look good under my eyes because I do have fine lines, I have dark circles, and sometimes my under eyes could look a little dry. It's like the only part of my face that can look dry. So if you guys have any suggestions of what would be a good concealer for me, let me know down below. So I pat on the concealer. Believe it or not, I'm not putting on a lot. I like to let it sit for a couple of minutes just so it could provide a good amount of coverage. And then I will be using this sponge from e.l.f., I believe, to blend it out. I think I've said this in a previous video also. I used to love, and I still do, the Beauty Blender. However, I'm finding that these drugstore sponges are getting pretty much just as good as them. So why spend $20 on the Beauty Blender? My foundation of choice is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the color Nutmeg 6W2. I love this foundation. I've experimented with more foundations than I have concealers, and I found others that I do like, even love. I think I used to really like the Hourglass one. Um, Lancome has a really good one too, but I always come back to this Lauder Double Wear. She's an oldie but a goodie, so if it's not broken, why fix it, right? I don't mind blending in a little bit of my foundation with my concealer because I don't want my under eyes to be too bright. And to set my concealer, I am using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in the color 420. I think this does so great under my eyes to set my concealer. I used to use loose powder all the time, one that's specifically for the under eye, but I find it would make my under eye dry, but the concealer would still crease. So I don't know if it's specifically the Fenty Beauty or if I just need a pressed powder under my eye. I have to experiment a little bit with that, but for now, the Fenty Beauty is working great. And to set the rest of my face, I'll be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Medium Deep Powder. Um, yeah, this is another product that I have been using for years and continue to use. To be honest, the Estee Lauder Double Wear does not need to be set because it's a matte foundation and it barely transfers. But I do still set it. But if you have dry skin, I don't think you need to set it. To bronze, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Thick Mint '09 is the color. I love that bronzer. I don't really contour like when that was all the rage. I did experiment with it a little bit and it looked good, but I just don't find that I need that. A lot of the things we need, we do, I think. I don't know if we need, like, if you enjoy it, go ahead. But even though this is a full face of makeup, those particular steps I do not take. I am using the Natasha Denona Golden Highlighter Trio, and it has the colors. I think I'm going to use the lighter color, Pearl. There's Pearl, Sun Glow, and Bronze in there. And yeah, I ended up using Pearl. I used to love Becca. I think Becca had my favorite highlighters, but they no longer exist. So this Natasha Denona is pretty good. I've had this product for years. Um, Clearly I put too much. Even though I put it just on the tip of the brush, I'm not quite sure why so much was on my cheek, but I do blend it out with my sponge. On the other side, it was giving me a little bit of trouble blending. I did the best I could, but then I was like, you know what? The blush is going to cover some of it anyway, so it is what it is. And for blush, I'll be using the Makeup Forever Artist Blush in the color B250 Daring Candy. I love this shade of pink on dark skin. I know the Painted by Esther look is all the rage. I don't know the technique. I know it's multiple blushes, that much I know. But I tried to do my own little iteration of it by just using this one powder brush. I know, you get it closer to the under eye and it covers more cheek area. I like the look and I think it looks nice on dark skin. So, yeah. And after I finish the makeup, I don't want to say set because it's not really a setting lotion. It's a beauty elixir from Caudalie, but I think it kind of melts everything into place. So next, I will be using the Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in Perversion at the bottom um, line. So I plan to smudge that out with that brush, but my phone was giving me storage problems, so it's pretty much all blended out. By the time I was able to start recording again, I didn't want it to set like that. So sorry, I couldn't record most of that. And I'm putting that color in my inner corners there to brighten it up a little bit. For mascara, I'll be using the Monsieur Big by Lancome. It's one of my favorite higher end mascaras. I need to experiment more with drugstore mascaras. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I'm using the lip pencil also by Makeup Forever. It's in the color Versatile Chestnut 610. I was looking for my MAC Chestnut because it's a darker brown. I could not find it. So that's why I ended up using that one. The Fenty Beauty lip color is in Riri. I love this color, but as you could see, in my opinion, it's a little too light or harsh for my skin tone. And that's why I think the MAC lip pencil would have been better than the Makeup Forever one. So what I ended up doing to kind of blend it in better is just using the lip pencil all over my lips to blend the colors together. And I like the way that looks so much better. So the makeup's pretty much done, but I wanted to show you guys what I use to curl my hair. These are flexi rods. I actually did sleep with those. It wasn't too bad. I can't remember how many I have in my hair. So I'm going to use some of the Melanin Hair Care Multi-Use Oil to kind of grease my hands a little bit and to put a little in the hair before I start separating the curls. I like to put my hair up and pull each curl down to separate it. That way I don't miss any. Done this hairstyle before, and it's funny with natural hair, you could use the same products, the same rollers, and the hairstyle comes out completely different. This style didn't come out exactly how I wanted it, so whenever that happens, what I end up doing is kind of using a little bit of gel to slick the edges back and pinning the sides, as you will see me do in a little bit. My hands are tired. All right. Sorry guys, I'm really not sure what happened at the end of the video, but somehow the audio completely got messed up. But the dress is from Bowden. The earrings are from Anthropology. It's a mix of Anthropology, Amazon, the same with the necklaces from what I can remember. So I'm showing you the shoes I am going to wear. I hate that the audio got messed up. Anyways, those are from Steve Madden. I love those shoes. I at first wanted to wear it with these black ones that I'm showing you, those platforms. But I didn't love the way it looked with the dress. The dress is maxi, but I'm petite, 5'2", so I bought the dress in a petite. But because of where it hit me, it made the shoes look really more bulky. I know it's a platform and it's a thick shoe, but I didn't like the way the dress and the shoe met at the bottom, and it just wasn't cute to me. So those shoes from Steve Madden are a little more dainty, so I thought it looked a lot cuter. I love those shoes. I at first thought they were maybe a little too dressy. I thought maybe it's more of like a going out or a party shoe. I'm actually going to my meeting, worship. But I think it really looks nice with the dress. And after worship, I got invited to go to this restaurant. It's like a little tea shop, which was super cute. So I think it would look cute with that. So yeah, as I continue, I have the shoes on. I'm showing you the bag that I will be wearing with the shoes. That bag is from Tory Burch. And I don't know if you guys remember from my very first video that I posted, it was a haul, and I mentioned that I was buying 2 bags from Poshmark that had, they were new with tags. So that Tory Burch is one. It's the first time I will be wearing her. And the second one that I got that I've already worn is the lavender Coach Tabby that I am showing you guys right now. And I have worn that one before. So yeah, as it continues, I'm going to show you. Okay, so that bracelet is from White House Black Market, I believe. And I am using the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. As I've mentioned previously, that is one of my favorite fragrances. And as I stated, here's the final look. Super cute. I got a lot of compliments on this look. And the hair was cute. It's not what I wanted, but it still worked out. And as I stated, I'm going to a little tea dinner thingy, and that's the fascinator that I bought. It's funny, I bought these from Amazon, and instead of just buying one, I bought a whole box of different colors just to have them, like I go to tea parties all the time. But it wasn't expensive, so there's that. So I put it on that headband, which it came with, and yeah, that's the look. I was trying to finagle to make sure it looked okay on my head and pulling it down. I think it looks better that way. A lot of people thought this was actually a small little hat and not a headband. But that's the final look. That's me at the restaurant taking some pictures. We had a really nice time. The food was amazing. And here is where I say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at thejael.edit. Enjoy your Sunday, guys, and I'll see you next week.